Hey there, Sorry here. So I mentioned in my previous videos that I was going to do one more sort of fun rank 1 Clash of Wills video against the Shogun of unknown origin, and this is that video. So I came up with this idea because I was just curious to know if it would work, and so we're going to use our best bunny girl Esther to legitimately break the HP lock on the boss, and you know, this is really just sort of a demonstration or a proof of concept video. I definitely don't think that this is necessarily a viable team for a lot of people to use as a rank 1 strategy, but I just wanted to demonstrate how this works. So let's get in there. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and turn all the mods on because I have actually done a rank 1 clear with this team, and I'd like to see if I can do it again. So here's the team. So Esther's going to be our tank, and she actually does all right as a tank on this one. She's not really great at tanking a lot of non-elemental magic damage, but she does fine enough if you can bulk her up reasonably well. You see, I've got her spirit and her HP quite high, and that's kind of what it takes for her to get through this one. This is not cheap on the gear. I'll go ahead and put that out there. But it's pretty flexible in the units that you can bring. If you have the new Ibarra, you could potentially use this strategy to end the fight as soon as turn 7. Because what we're going to do is we're going to break the HP lock on turn 6, and then on turn 7, we will just be able to throw everything we've got at the boss, and he'll have no mitigations of any kind up. And so that's the sort of the idea behind this concept. Golbez is pretty important for the strategy. 2B is definitely swappable with a better mage, preferably like Cleome or Lilith, or obviously like the new Ibarra. You do want to keep in mind you need somebody to chain with Olive and her SLB. Olive is fairly important because her counterattack is quite strong, and that's what we're going to use to comfortably push the 50% threshold on turn 6 with counter attacks. Okay? But yeah, let's just see how we go, and I'll sort of explain as we go along. Anything can happen, anything can go wrong, so let's just make sure we get it done before I get too far in the weeds here. Alright, so to start with, this one's going to look pretty similar to my Seymour clear with Golbez doing Jet Black Curse, and then double curse. We're going to curse, we're going to break our own party for the morale fill. Depending on how strong your units are, you may not want to do this because you kind of need to tune your damage so that you're at least hitting the damage cap on turn 4, but you don't want to do more than like 2.8 billion because then you're going to get dangerously close to the 50% threshold, which you don't want to push until you're ready. So keep that in mind. Use your morale gauge to kind of fine-tune your damage if you want to follow this strategy. All right, so Golbez will break. I'll then target my own party. So we break our party, get that nice little morale bump. Now Melissa can go in and do haste and recovery. If you don't have an EX2 Melissa, then just do shared immunity instead of haste and recovery there. Chronic flow, and then Parasol shield, which is important for Esther. All right, that's going to help keep her alive with the human mitigation because, like I said, Esther's not really designed to take a lot of non-elemental magic damage. Okay, Sylvie, we're not going to use burgeoning defense yet. We'll do compassionate knight, paladin's resolve, and elemental vines. All right, Esther will do her omni cover, Storm Guardian for 90% mitigation, and Shatterbolt for some morale fill. Olive can do her LB, start charging that up. 2B will do a Void. Now, a Void is very useful in this situation because 2B is, she will have the highest attack on the party and thus will automatically provoke the single target physical attacks on turn 3. But having the Mirage stacks will make sure that she does not take any damage because Esther is going to tank all the AoE physicals, leaving her Mirage stacks intact. Okay? Okay, morale looking good. There you go. Alright, excellent. Esther did a couple of counters there. Nice. Always good to see. She may not counter as much as what you just saw right there. She only has 1 Blizzard Orb. You could potentially put 2 Blizzard Orbs on her, but then you sacrifice a bit of bulk and that could be a problem, especially if your Melissa's only EX1. Okay, so on this turn, Esther's going to do Shatterbolt, True Stormbrand, Energizing Bunny to make sure she has a full LB gauge for next turn. Alright, Melissa is going to go ahead and imbue everybody with Dark. We'll do Minutes of Might for the morale fill and Shared Immunity for the morale fill. Okay, Golbez, we'll just do Double Bioga and Curse for some morale fill. Sylvie's going to shift. Okay, she'll do I've Got Your Back on Olive to fill her back up. Double Cheerful Paladin Strike for morale fill. Now Olive can go, so she's fully charged her Magnus. And 2B will do her Brace Shifted LB for the mod boost. Okay, Esther's still handling everything just fine. Alright. So now Esther's going to shift to her normal form and do her LB for the LB damage field. She is 100% physical evade in her normal form, so she will evade all the AoE physicals because they have no accuracy. And that leaves 2B to mirage all the single target physicals. Alright, Sylvie will do Demon Killer on Olive, Clever Paladin Strike for the Sword and Peril, and Cheerful for more morale. Alright, Olive can just do all of her little setup skills here. Don't do Gunner Guardian, we'll save that for later. And then Fire Cannon Fire for the last action. 2B will do Supreme Support and Double True Charge Blade. Golbez will just do Double Bioga and give your powers to Meteor. Melissa, on this turn, is going to do Human Killer on Olive, Shared Immunity for morale, Bar Dark Jiff for morale. And that should put us somewhere around 190. Nice. Alright. And that's kind of the sweet spot for my team as far as our turn 4 burst damage. It almost guarantees we hit damage cap unless we all roll stupidly low. And it's very rare for this team to do more than 2.8 billion at this morale level. Now you see my Esther is countering a lot. She has 2 Blizzard Orbs in this form. That's important because we want her LB gauge filled up as close to full as possible, if not all the way full. Alright, on this turn she's just going to do Electromagnetic Shield to re-up her Omni cover. Sylvie's going to do her Brave Shifted LB. Alright, don't forget the Impervious Will for the 80% general mitigation. That's for Esther, just so she doesn't die too quickly. Alright, Melissa's going to do Human Killer to Golbez. Yep, Shattered Immunity, and then Bar Dark just for more morale fill. Okay. And drop a Meteor, SLB, 2B does her normal form LB. And yeah, let's see how we do. We got to at least hit the damage cap on this turn. Alright, because there's no guarantee that you'll hit it, that you'll have a chance to hit it ever again. So we're going to go ahead and hit the damage cap here, but try to do less than 2.8 billion. Alright, that would be ideal. Well, let's see how we do. $55, nice, that's perfect. 2.6, yep. That is excellent. Alright, Esther dies, no problem. She revives with full health, which is exactly what you want. Now she can shift and do her Brace Shifted LB to re-up her Omni cover with the slightly higher mitigation on it. Okay. Sylvie is going to come and do Burgeoning Defense now, because we need that. Paladin's Resolve. And Elemental Vines. Okay. So at this point, we're in a pretty good spot damage-wise. We're just going to do a little bit more chip damage. I'd like to be like at like 53 or 52% to sort of comfortably push that HP lock on turn 6. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to start another Dark Ramp. Abyssal Blessing. We'll do Shared Immunity. And Bar Dark Gem for the morale fill. Just keep our morale gen nice and high. All right, 2B is going to do triple RO40 blade, and this should do like 2, maybe 3% off the HP, which would put us right in that sweet spot. All right, Olive doesn't really need to do much of anything. We'll just have her do all these little support skills for morale fill. She didn't do quite as much as I thought she would do there. That's all right. We'll do a little more chaining next turn just to make it more comfortable. Golbez on this turn needs to do Jet Black Curse. The timing works out beautifully with this one. So, and you'll see that a little bit later. And then we'll just do a Bioga and Osmos. That way Golbez has full MP and ready to drop a bomb on turn 7. Okay. All right, so on this turn, this is where the magic happens. So Esther's going to use Discharge and Recharge, which gives the entire party 1 counter whenever someone takes a physical attack. It's important that this is the reason why we had to wait till turn 6, because it has to be a physical attack that procs the counters. But everybody is going to counter on this turn because we're going to take the physical attacks on this turn. Okay, now Olive is really the key here because her normal attack is a 3 times Bolting Strike chain with a pretty decent modifier on it. And so she's going to be chaining up with all the other people that are chaining, and almost everybody who has an actual like attack on their counter is Bolting Strike chain, which works beautifully. And so that's how this is going to work and how we're going to push that 50% threshold here. Okay, so she's going to go ahead and activate that. What I'm going to do just a little more chip damage is I'm going to do like a partial chain with 2B's Brave Shifted LB, because we need to use it anyways for her mod boost. So he's just going to do a double Bolting Strike. And I'd like to get it down to 53%. I have pushed the HP lock from as far as 54% before. 53 is a little more comfortable. All right. Sylvie is going to shift. All right, he's going to do Paladin's Defense for the Mirage. Poach Demon on Golbez, because he's going to be the big hitter next turn. And then Clever Paladin Strike. Okay. All right, we'll do Human Killer on Golbez. We'll go ahead and do another Parasol Shield on this one, and and All-Consuming Darkness. Duh. All right, we got to do that. We have to do All-Consuming Darkness, obviously, for the. Oh no, we don't do that this turn. Never mind. That's next turn. You might need to use it this turn if you didn't have 2B, if you weren't using 2B. But since we're using 2B, we can wait and use that next turn. All right, so we'll just do Shared Immunity and Bar Dark Gem, I guess, just for morale fill. Actually, no, what am I thinking? I do want to use that Parasol Shield again. All right, Human Killer on Golbez. Parasol Shield. Yep. And we'll do Shared Immunity. Okay, that's what I want to do. Pretty sure. Okay, yep, so they're all good. So let's do a little bit of chaining here. There we go. 53 is good. Perfect. All right, now Olive can go ahead and do all of her little setup skills here with Fire Cannon Fire being the last one. Now you may be thinking, aren't the counterattacks going to get rid of the mag store? And you are correct, it will, because she's going to use that mag store on her counterattack. Okay, so that means her SLB next turn will not have the mag store boost to it, but that's okay. The important thing is we want to push the threshold here on the boss's turn, so that way the HP lock is removed for our turn next turn. All right. All right. So let's watch the magic. There we go. Yep. Easily pass the 50% threshold, and the HP lock is now officially, since it activated on turn 6, when it becomes our turn, turn 7, the HP lock is gone. So now the boss is left wide open. No mitigations of any kind. He's left wide open. And he's got all of his brakes, everything still good, ready to go, and we can just hit him with everything we've got. Now, unfortunately, my team is not strong enough to kill from this point. Your team might be, however. Like I said, if you bring the new Ibarra and put her in 2B slot, you would almost certainly kill the boss from this point, and you never even have to worry about phase 2. The boss won't heal, won't do any of that stuff. You just go ahead and end the fight right here, right now. Now, you do have to remember that we haven't done our chain count score yet. I'm not going to do my chain count score till turn 10 because I can't kill the boss from here. But if you were going to kill the boss on this turn, you would need to make sure you get your 100 hit chain score in. Okay, so don't forget that. All right, so Golbez dropping bombs. Sylvie does her brave shifted LB. Esther's going to chain a little bit here just to help us deal a little extra damage. Melissa. All right, seconds of support on 2B. The human killer can go on either 2B or Olive. At this point, they're kind of fairly equal in their damage output because Olive doesn't have her magic store for this SLB. Obviously, if you had a stronger mage in this spot, you'd probably want to give the human killer to them. I'm just going to give it to Olive. Okay. Actually, you know what? To better replicate what you should do is you probably should give it to whoever's in this slot if it's not 2B. So I'm just going to give it to 2B just to show you. And then we'll do All-Consuming Darkness. All right. That's going to apply that 50% healing factor because the boss is going to heal. And it also gives the party 60% dark amp for the next few turns, because this is our 100% amp turn and we won't have any imbue or amp for the next few turns. All right, 2B shifts. Those are normal LB. Olive does SLB. Okay. All right. So let's see how we do. I'm hoping we can push this guy down to less than, under 10%. I've gone down as low as 5% on this turn, which would be awesome. If it's higher than 10%, probably not going to finish by turn 10. Just saying. All right. So a bit of RNG on the damage variance here. Oh, nice. That was a good burst. That was a good one. Wow, we even hit the damage cap. All right. This could be the one. Nice. So yeah, see, the boss is only up to 31%. We didn't use any reset bugs on there. That's just all natural strategy right there. Okay. Now this turn this turn kills me. Yeah, the timing on this turn, unfortunately, really sucks. And I'll explain in a second. First of all, we need to refill everyone's LBs. Okay. Because you see that the timing is perfect on Jet Black Curse, because the boss now has breaks. The big imperil worked out perfectly, but we still have to reapply all of our weapon imperils. So that's what we're going to do this turn. All right, we're going to do double bar Darkja. And we're going to give Human Killer to Olive. Okay. All right. So this might fill up both 2B and Olive. We'll see. If not, we've got Esther as a backup. Perfect. Filled up both of them. That's awesome. If it hadn't filled up both of them, Esther's normal attack does 5 LB fill for the party, and it strikes twice, so it's 10 LB fill effectively for the whole party. But since we went ahead and filled everybody up, we can go ahead and shift on this turn. Okay. And we can do her electromagnetic shield. And what should we do on this turn? We can do Shatterbolt, Energizing Bunny. Okay. Really, she just needs to put up her cover on this turn. Now that the boss is going to, it's better to have her cover on this turn so she can guard next turn. All right, you'll see why in just a minute. Okay. Actually, you know what? Let's just go ahead, because she's gonna die next turn anyway. So just go ahead and make sure her LB gauge is completely full. That's the most important thing. All right, so now the tricky part. Okay, we're gonna do 2B's Brave Shifted LB, Olive's normal LB, which does the 25% gun imperil, and we're gonna do Golbez's SLB. All right, it has 27 hits. It is, you may be thinking, oh, perfect, it's triple bolting strike, and you're partially right. It is bolting strike, but it's bolting strike variant 1, which means it stupidly starts 12 frames before 2B's LB. Okay, so what that means is if you were to start them at the same time, 2B's big hit at the end would get lost. It would not hit. Okay, now the timing on this really sucks. I actually had to go, first of all, I had to go look it up on FFBEchain.com to figure out what the actual frames were. And then I had to I sat down with a stopwatch and I started doing a cadence out loud. I would go 1, 2, 3, ba-da, 1, 2, 3, ba-da. And I had a stopwatch because I figured out from looking up the frames on FFBchain.com that you need to be between 160 and 200 milliseconds between tapping 2B and Golbez to get a perfect chain that doesn't break. 2B has to go first because her starting frame is 12 frames longer than Golbez. And there has to be between 160 and 200 milliseconds between them for the chain to not break. Even after all the practice, I got it to where I could get it pretty well, but even with all the practice, it still F's up half the time. As long as you do about 10% damage on this turn, though, we should still be okay. So I'm going to do my cadence. I'm going to do my 1, 2, 3, ba-da, 1, 2, 3, ba-da. All right, I'm going to do it twice. On the first one, I'm going to do Olive, and then I'm going to count another 3 and do ba-da, and on the ba, I hit 2B. On the da, I hit Golbez. So 1, 2, 3, ba-da, 1, 2, 3, ba-da. Let's see how I did. Did I actually get it? I actually got it. Oh my gosh, I actually did it. Whew. Nice. Nice. All right, we are definitely going to kill this guy. Unless I make some huge mistake, we're definitely getting a rank 1 clear with this team. Oh, I'm super psyched. Super psyched. All right, we are pretty much golden from here, everybody. Okay. So now, Sylvie's going to shift. All right, triple Compassionate Knight. All right, we've got to do our hasty recovery again. Okay, and then we'll do human killer on Golbez. And what else do we need to do here? I think if we need to try and get Esther back up to full health. The idea is we just don't want the party to take any of the AoE magic attacks on this turn if we can help it. Okay, it still might happen. 2B and Olive both have guts. Golbez and Sylvie might die, but they'll re-raise, and so that should be fine. Okay. And we should all still have one turn left on the Dark Imbue with the 60% amp. Yep, we do. Perfect. Okay. Okay, we're going to use Impervious Will. We're going to do Resurging Will. And we're going to guard Esther. She's still going to die, just fine. Okay, but we want her to take all of the magic AoEs if possible. Okay, Golbez drops a Meteor. Olive does her little setup skills. 1, 2, 3. Dual Summer Shot, end with Fire Cannon Fire for the big SLB next turn. 2B is going to come and do triple RO40 Blade, which tag chains, fills up her LB. And yeah, hopefully we do another like 10% here, and then we should be able to kill the boss next turn, no problem. Oh yeah, this boss is going down. Oh, this is so sweet. This is my best clear yet, by far. All right, perfect. Esther took all the hits. And now we are just left wide open to murder this boss. All right, Sylvie's gonna shift. Do her Brave Shuts at LB. We gotta do our 100 hit count chain count on this turn, don't forget that. So Golbez is just going to do triple ruler. All right, Esther will do her LB. All right, LB, LB. All right, now we've lost our Dark Imbue. Do not forget to imbue your party with Dark on this turn. You notice I've been saving Curse Control, and I've been saving it for this turn. Curse Control. Human on Olive. And then, yeah, third action can be whatever. Okay. And yeah, we're ready to murder. Let's do it. Boom. 100 hits. Boss is dead by turn 10. There's a rank 1 clear for you. Using Best Bunny Girl to break this guy wide open. Whew, man. Yeah, once I finally figured out the rotation and I figured out that chaining on turn 8, there was still a bit of RNG. It only took, this was my third attempt to record it after I got like an official rank 1. But yep, there it is. There's your rank 1. Perfect. All right, there's the damage spread. 2B and Golbez pulling even. Olive, her back is thoroughly broken after basically carrying every Clash of Wills team for this whole season. She has just been amazing. Love that unit. All right, don't even care about the rewards. Let's just get straight to the gear, because that's what I'm sure you're interested in. All right. And I'll go ahead and turn on the attack. There we go, just so you see what their actual attack stats are. So yeah, nothing too fancy, just some morale gen gear, Conductor's Baton, Galban Lilies, dual wielding with Wilk's Vision Card. Like I said, you might not need it if your team is stronger than mine, but if you want to replicate this clear exactly, this is what it takes. All right, so just a lot of morale gen gear here. Esther, 2 Blizzard Orbs in her normal form. She's 100% physical evade. She's got a little bit of killers. She's not really dealing that much damage, as you could see. Just make sure she's evading. You see her attack's only 4,700, so yeah, she's not really dealing much damage. This is basically required, I would say, to make Esther tank this fight, because you see she's got a pretty good spirit and HP stat line, and that is thanks to this vision card, which was on the Abigail banner. If you did the step up, gives 200% true single wield spirit and 100% and 500 flat. Very nice. Then give her Shy Mermaid, and she's capped on both TDH defense and spirit. And then yeah, just bulk her up as much as you can in this form. One Blizzard Orb for some counters. If you can get away with two, give it a try. Might work, just to get her to counter a little bit more. 2B, I gave her a lot of good gear, and still her attack is only 8,000. Gotta hate that attack mod. There's her vision card, of course. She's not capped, I don't think, on Demon yet. She's 50% shy on Demon, but no worries. We still got it done. Basically exact same gear in her Brave Shift form. Okay. Yep, and that's what she takes to get it done. Golbez Dark Vision Sword. His Curse Armor is absolutely imperative for the strategy to work, for the Jet Black Curse ability. Magister's Ring for Chain Cat boost. And then, yeah, just whatever good gear you have. Mysteries of Hess there, that's for that SLB on turn 8. So he's got 200% LB damage boost passive. He has like hardly any passives. You have to upgrade one of his abilities to get 100% passive. So his LB damage passives are terrible, but that's not what he's known for. So you do have to give him a little bit extra there, but he's capped on everything. Dazzling Demoness card, obviously, if you want to follow the strat exactly, else you're just not going to get the damage you need. Sylvie, Empress's Rod, Dancer's Diadem. She is the passive provoke unit, so that Esther covers the single target magic attacks. And then just, yeah, some any gear you have for morale fill here. Basically the same thing in her Brave Shift form, just, anything for morale. She doesn't need to be particularly bulky or anything like that. She just has to be a passive provoke. Okay. Olive gets all the best gear because she is the bomb. So she gets all my best gear here, and this is what it takes to get it done with this team. So she is maxed on everything. Yep. 300 Demon Human, 300 LB damage, and there you go. Rocking and rolling. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this was helpful to you, or at the very least entertaining. If you can use this strategy, use the Esther counter ability to break the HP lock and finish the fight on turn 7 with stronger units, I would love to see it. It would be so cool. I just don't have the units to do it. I think an Ibarra could definitely do it. I would love to see that. So hopefully someone out there sees this and maybe tries to replicate it with stronger units and finish out the fight by turn 7. I'd feel free to steal this and do YouTube videos of it. I want to see it. I really want to see it. But again, thank you guys so much for following me, and I will see you on the other side.